Full time, new counter 2, Manchester United 4. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? The game of football is going to have to be played down at the Rodney Parade in Wales. And Man United have gone ahead obviously emerge winners in there for you, and they proceed to the round of, I think that's the 5th round of the FA Cup, and it has been a very highly contested game, dominated by Man United. We were the highest scorers of the day, missed lots of chances, lots of positives and some negatives that we're going to obviously line out here onto the United Matters channel. Let's see close to 100 likes match in this video, as Manchester United have gone ahead obviously extend their journey of winning the FA Cup to the next level. And Rokan David is my name. You can as well call me RD. United Matters channel it is. Go into the live chat and tell me your thoughts about this beautiful game of football and what you went ahead to obviously think about this result. You know, sometimes when you are in tournaments like this, one thing you have to bear in mind is that all you need is to win. And people don't know how hard it is, by the way, to play teams like this away from home. But when you look at how we've gone ahead to play, we went ahead to lead by 2-0. You know, I want to hint out on the first positive. Went ahead to really lead by 2-0, and they really went ahead obviously score the first goal. After that, shot deflected off the head of Lisandro Martinez and it went into the back of the net, and we ended the game by 2-1. Second half, immediately they're back, they leveled the game, and we were 2-2. But I liked the mentality of the players of Manchester United. Huge mentality, huge focus, and they kept on knocking on the door until they found themselves in a position of really making it 3 through Anthony, and then Rasmus Hojlund capping the result by 4-2. So to me, I've gone ahead to love that we've gone ahead to play, though there are some bits of things I'm going to hit about, but it's a win come in the right time, because having gone ahead to draw 2-2 with Tottenham Hotspur at Old Trafford, you wouldn't like to obviously get a replay with this team. That is it, because we don't want to have very many games accumulating into our season, because you all know that after playing today in the midweek, we're playing about Wolverhampton Wanderers, and if at all we happen to obviously draw this game by 2-2, that means we would have gone ahead to really find another fixture fixed in between the week, and that will obviously cost us as a side of Man United. And if at all you're a fan of Manchester United, that is one of the things you'll always want to hate and not really want to see happen to your side of Manchester United, because we want these players to rest. You know, we want to be playing 1 game per week. That is it. And if at all you're playing 2, that means every other team is going to be playing 2 games per week. But this tie of the FA Cup has come at the right time, and congratulations to everyone. I've gone ahead to see David Bresfold and John Cloud sitting in the executive side or executive box watching this beautiful game of football coming in through, and we have gone ahead to obviously get ourselves into the right direction. And we, the fans of Man United, I'm excited for the win, good to go, and let's obviously go deep into this game of football. Manchester United got their first goal through Bruno Fernandes. Good interplay between Bruno Fernandes and Anthony that went ahead obviously get returned cut back cross, and Bruno Fernandes hit it into the back of the net. You remember in the match preview I told you that all we needed was a first goal. Teams like these, don't allow them to go ahead of you. You saw to it that when it was 2-2, they were even starting to waste time, because they knew to it that they were looking for just one more chance to obviously make it 3-2 and then park the bus forever. So when you get the first goal, you obviously disorganize the entire plan for the team. And that's what exactly Ten Hag went ahead to do and his team of Manchester United. And it was in the 7th minute that went ahead to obviously score the first goal. And that was very important. In games like this, the first goal is always very, very important, because it really threatens your enemy, and your enemy has to change the approach of the game. Then 6 minutes later, Kobbie Maino went ahead to obviously score. And one thing I've gone ahead to love about this goal, it's how Diego Dallo had really his time to obviously find Kobbie Maino, because I've been one of the people that have always told you that if you want to win very many games as a club of Man United, we need to see to it that our fullbacks bring in enough balls, crosses, cutbacks, squares, scanning for the best position player for the club of Man United. But however much it has been a goal of Kobbie Maino that's going to hit to score fast, it is really important to note that he has got an assist from a fullback of Manchester United. That is really very crucial. Very, very crucial that the fullback of Man United is going to hit to create that. And for Diego Dallo, he had lots of crosses and cutbacks into the 18 box area, you know. And let's talk about Kobbie Maino scoring his first senior goal for the club of Man United. What a way to see him really gate in these levels as a player, because I told you, he's the one that has the keys to lock himself into where he doesn't deserve to be. But he's a very good player. That is Kobbie Maino. He's proven, and at that age, he is really putting in quality and performances that everyone is really hailing. And he really puts a ball aside, and we're going to hate to see him sparing more time to obviously gate onto the edge of the 18 box of the opponent, where he found himself a chance and he hit that ball into the back of the net. Now, I would like to let you know that Kobbie Maino is that kind of player that you'll always really look at and really understand that he is one of a kind. Why? When I was doing the match day live, it was the match, it's called the match day live, right? I told you that all in all, there is a guy called Casemiro back on the field of play. And when Casemiro is back on the field of play, guess what's going to happen? What's going to happen is simple. Casemiro is going to get a lot of chances, you know, to really give Kobbie Maino a chance to thrive into the final third of the pitch. And that's exactly what has going to hate to happen. You'll all agree with me that way back, before Casemiro was back, you wouldn't find Kobbie Maino in this position. Let's all be realistic. The position I'm talking about is this. He was almost near the penalty spot. You know? He was almost near the penalty spot. So, this is exactly what you get when a player like Casemiro comes back onto the field of play. You play what we call a very high attacking game, and you get Kobbie Maino into areas like this where he will obviously get you and kill you off. So this boy is given a lot of allowance when he plays with Casemiro, and you saw to it that it was intentional that he gets here. And when you look at Diego Dallo, he knew to it that when I make this run, because he received the ball I think 10 yards from the halfway of the pitch, and he sprinted into this area and then found the cutback. And when he found the cutback, Kobbie Maino did justice to it. And it's all about the return of Kobbie Maino. The return of Casemiro. And I'm really excited about this young man scoring his first goal for the club of Man United. And the best you'll ever give him is to really let him do his job, because he has shown at us nothing can stop him. And for me, I really love this guy. He's really exceptional, and you're gonna hate to see to it that he has been covering space, and he has gonna hate to put in a lot of effort at the club of Manchester United. And congratulations to Kobbie Maino for scoring your first goal for the club of Man United. And I think this should be just the start. You know, this should be just the starting point for this guy, because a lot has to come. And a lot is waiting for him to obviously showcase exactly what he has to do at the club of Manchester United. So for me, I'm really excited for that young lad who has gone ahead to put in that shift at Man United, and that goal has been really very, 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 very good. He hit that ball on the instant, and the instant it really crossed the line, and he gave us the second lead. Now, after it was 2-2, Antony comes in through, but Antony created the first goal. And the other positive in this game is that Antony had gone 7 months without scoring a goal for the club of Man United, and today he first obviously came up with an assist for the first goal of Bruno Fernandes, and he went ahead to really go in for 2-3 curling shots at goal. I really thought that he was really very wasteful, because he had to look for his number 9, that is Rasmus Hojlund, but he went in through and obviously had to really go in for selfish efforts. But he got us up front again by that luxury shot that deflected off the post, and it went to the vicinity of Antony, and Antony went ahead to finish it. The celebration of Antony shows you exactly how much weight he had on himself as far as that goal was concerned, or as far as his goal drought was concerned. He's this kind of player that you always want to obviously look at and really understand that he had a lot on his head, and that goal is gonna hit offload a lot from him. And him putting up an assist was not enough for him, but he went ahead obviously score a goal, and you wanted to see that. And Ten Hag kept him on the field of play intentionally because you need to eat that. Having gone ahead to put in an assist in the 7th minute for the Bruno Fernandes goal, it's gonna help him raise the confidence levels for him to really get to where he deserves to be. And finally, he got himself on target, and you never know, this might be the spark of maybe Anthony getting to the Anthony that we all anticipate he was going to be by the time we went ahead to pay £86 million for him from the side of Ajax to the side of Man United. But it is good to see him scoring goals, because I want to see these goals being evenly distributed. Like we're going to hate to see today that 2 midfielders on target, 2 forwards on target. What a way to obviously go ahead and obviously prepare for our next game in the Premier League that we're going to play away at the Molineux against Wolverhampton Wanderers in there for you. Then lastly, the game was 2-3. Ten Hag made substitutions, and guess who comes on through to obviously kill off the game. He was on the pitch for a very long time. That is none other than Rasmus Hojlund, and he went ahead to obviously get that second ball, win it, and put that ball into the back of the net. And this is really very important for us as a club of Man United, that when you look at Rasmus Hojlund, has gone ahead to take his tally to 8. He has gone ahead to take his tally to 8, and in 2 consecutive games, Rasmus Hojlund has gone ahead to score 2 goals. In Tottenham Hotspur game, he scored the first goal, and today he has scored the last goal of the game that has gone ahead to make it 4. And he is really gonna get you 20 goals this season. You guys, hear me out. Rasmus Hojlund is gonna get you 20 goals this season, even plus. That is it. Good thing is that we've gone ahead to proceed to the next round of the FA Cup, meaning that we still have an extra game in the FA Cup and 17 more games to play in the Premier League. And trust me, those goals that are really remaining for him to make 20 are really easy for him to really net in through, provided we improve on the way we really do the needful. Because today, you saw to it that there was no deliberate effort to look for this guy, and the only time that I saw a deliberate effort for a wide player looking for him was when Alejandro Garnacho put in a cross at the beginning of the second half, and it was won by the defender. That is it. But I never saw a deliberate effort coming in through from the people or from the players of Man United looking out for this guy. Even the goal he scores, he wins the second ball. Rasmus Hojlund scores the second goal, the 4th goal after winning a second ball. Like he did in the game of Spurs, he really won a second ball. Like he did in the game of Aston Villa, he really won a second ball and hit it. Even today, he has gone ahead to win a second ball and has gone ahead to hit that ball into the back of the net. And it's really very important to note that we need to be intentional. We need to be intentional at what we do this season. You know, we need to be looking out for our number 9. Those are things that I've always gone ahead to say in here for you. And the more we do that, the more we are going to see results pay off. And you saw to it that he was furious in the first half when Garnacho hit the bar. Yet the best option was for Garnacho to obviously go ahead and obviously put in a cross, you know, at the back post. And Rasmus Hojlund was unmarked, I think, with Bruno Fernandes. And he never went ahead to do that. And that led Rasmus Hojlund to punch the air in anger, because he thought that this is something you're supposed to be doing for me. Even in the second half, he started to eat that. Rasmus Hojlund made near post runs, and Garnacho intentionally didn't put in a perfect cross for the lad. And the same applies to Anthony Bruno Fernandes. They had not done enough in that game to look for this guy. However, much has gone ahead to get in a goal, but I really want to see this guy getting in goals when they're deliberately set by our team. These goals of winning the second balls will obviously happen, but it's not always a sure deal. It's not always a sure deal. I want Rasmus Hojlund to be got on the ball as many times as possible, especially in the 18-yard box area of the opponent. And what is very ashaming is he has been the man who was really looking out for them, and he gave them the best they deserve in as far as chances, because I saw him getting onto that ball also 3 times and releasing people like Bruno Fernandes, Anthony, you know, in the 18-yard box area, because he is really unselfish. You know, he is really unselfish, and what he puts up on the field of play is really one of those that you'll always really want to see. And this guy is one of a kind, and I've always told you that you might call me mad, but at the end of this season, you look at people on pundits that have been all over him, calling him the flop of the season, saying that this guy is even better than Erling Haaland because he has a lot he does on the ball that Haaland doesn't do. But Hojlund is really a player who is in this side because he's not given the chances. That's why he's in the graveyard shift as a player, because chances have not been given to him and they're not coming in through as he requests them to be. So he was furious, but he finally got himself a goal. But we want to see a deliberate effort coming in through from the people of Man United, especially the players targeting this guy and looking all out for him to really feed him and see to it that he gets himself going. That is all I can say about Rasmus Hojlund. For Bruno Fernandes, he's also one of those people that's going to hit, obviously, score his 7th goal of the season, meaning that we are having very many players that can obviously chase for that 20 goal mark. Rasmus Hojlund is having 8 goals now, meaning that he's left with 12 to hit 20 goals. Bruno Fernandes is left with 13 goals to hit 20 goals, you know. And Garnacho is having 5. Rashford is having, is it 4? So we really need these 4 players that are showing us huge potential to come in through and really do the job, to see to it that they really score these goals. If you're having 4 players who can average 20 goals a season, trust me, you can be on every trophy that you are competing in. That is it. Even if it's right now, we go rampant and Rashford, Rasmus Hojlund, Garnacho and Bruno Fernandes average 20 goals in the remaining games, you people, even the Premier League won't be way off from us. It might sound as something stupid, but even the Premier League won't be way off from us. But all we need to do is to see that this goal is being even distributed, but we should create chances for our number 9. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, let's go to the stats. Newcastle had 17 shots and 22 shots by Man United. Then 7 shots on target by Newport. That means we had to defend better. 9 shots by Man United at goal and 4 crossed the line. That was really great. 4 out of the 9 really crossed the line. That is a little bit of being clinical. 29% ball possession by Newport. I told you that we bossed the game with 71% ball possession, and we went ahead to make this ball possession count. 222 passes completed by Newport, 551 passes completed by Man United. 56% passing accuracy by Newport, 80% passing accuracy by Man United. 7 fouls by Newport and 9 fouls by Man United. 0 yellow cards to Newport and 1 to Man United. Went to Casemiro on that reckless foul he really went ahead to make at the edge of the Tina's box area of Newport. Something I thought that was really uncalled for, and I never really wanted him to do that. 0 red cards to Man United and 0 red cards to Newport. 1 offside to Newport and 1 offside to Man United. 3 corners to Newport and 5 corners to the club of Manchester United. So all in all is that we've gone ahead to qualify for the next round of the FA Cup, but the draws have gone ahead to be made, but I don't know exactly who United has been drawn against. So United can be drawn against Liverpool, you know, because Luton Town has gone ahead to be drawn against Man City. Then there are 1, 2, 3. So we can either face Liverpool, we can face Newcastle, we can face Maidstone. You know, there is Blackburn Rovers, a game that's going to be played tomorrow. Chelsea Aston Villa is another one that we might obviously see to it that happens, because there are still other 1, 2, 3, 4 games to be played on the 6th and 7th of February to obviously see to it that these teams get to know exactly where they are to do the needful for the club of Manchester United. Smash the like button close to 50 times because we're having infinite people watching it through, and only 16 have gone ahead to smash the like button. But Man United and the players returning from injury is really the hugest point of view to note about. And when you look at the manager, Erik ten Hag really had a lot of people to obviously front up onto this game and obviously put in a shift. For example, the central defense, all the central defenders almost back apart from Lindelof, and the left back who has only gone ahead to return is Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and you'd obviously want to see to it that Aaron Wan-Bissaka returns and obviously puts in a shift for the club of Man United. So by so doing, we are through, and hope you guys are really fine with that, and we wait and see how that is going to pan out. But let's go into your comment section and see. Morris is saying we are not ready for any European tournament. Obviously we are out, and you cannot say we are not ready, because you don't know what the board of United, the new CEO, is gonna do in the summer. So how come you're saying that you're not ready for any tournament? All we have to do is win the FA Cup and see ourselves accomplish into the top 4 positions of the Premier League and be in the Champions League next season. For me, that's my aim as a fan of Man United. Jacob Moses, Ten Hag can't take us anywhere. Why didn't he give Ahmad at least a chance today? Now, for me, I'm not going to talk about Amad Diallo, because we've gone ahead to win. You know, sometimes you have to give the manager his flowers when he gets things right. He has gone ahead to get things right. He kept Anthony on, and he scored the 3rd goal. And if at all had gone ahead to keep him on, and he never really went ahead to deliver, then would have gone ahead to come in here and obviously throw tantrums at the manager. But I think Ten Hag got his things right. Casemiro and Kobbie Maino in that midfield was really very important. And I think Amadi are not coming on through. The manager knows the best time to bring him on. And I told you, why Fosun Omori has gone ahead to be brought on, it's that the lad is really talented, and United want to persuade him to obviously sign a new contract and extend it, because in the summer his contract will be off, and Ten Hag sees a lot of potential in this guy, and that's why he brought him through to obviously play his 2nd game. Having gone ahead to make his debut, I think when you're playing against Wigan, has gone ahead to play his other game for Man United in a space of like a fortnight. So let's all understand what the manager is doing, and sometimes time for Amad Diallo is going to be there. In the game of Wolverhampton Wanderers, trust me, Ten Hag will bring on Amad Diallo. But if the game is 3-2 and you need a physical presence of a player, because Fosun Omori is really a physical player and very aggressive, he brought him on to replace Anthony, and I really loved that. Because let him come in through and enjoy, because for Ahmad, we know what he offers, and you can't really judge whether Ten Hag is taking us anywhere or not depending on the substitution ever made. Yet we had gone ahead to win the game of football already by 3-2. So all I understand is Ahmad will get his time. Then no playing style. We need a blueprint on the way we play every match, whether we win or not. I think today it has been a very good game. We passed that ball, knocked it around everywhere, and we really used a lot of intensity, because we never went in for the long balls. We built from the goal area. Look at all the goals. Look at all the chances we're going to hit, obviously create. It has been a proper build-up plan. I told you that today we are going to see United really playing a better game. If I told you say that, no style of play, then I don't get you, because today we've knocked that ball around. We've knocked that ball around very, very well, and I don't really find it fair to say that no style of play. All we have to see to it that, can we implement this style of play when you're playing big teams in the Premier League? That is it. Like on Wednesday, when you're playing Wolverhampton Wanderers, are we going to play the same way we're going to hate to play today? Play high line, press, hit them on the break, build from the back. That's what we need to hear. That's what we need to see. And I would love to see how this is going to be really put up, because Ten Hag has all the players back, and we are not going to be having or welcoming an excuse in this game. Then Kanki Zire Ronald, but honestly has no chance with aerial balls. Easily loses the ball. I don't know who you're talking about, but let's all agree that all we need as a team of Man United is to see to it that these players really continue to play well, all to their abilities, and their potentials. Then let's agree the guy is a flop. He's talking about, I think, Anthony. All I think is that Anthony can turn around the season. Today, he has gone ahead to get an assist and a goal. So, let's not be having agendas. Let's not be having personal vendettas. There are players I don't love at Man United, but if they come up and really put up a show, I'll tell you that they've gone ahead to put up a show. Like for Scott McTominay, I'm one of those players that criticize him a lot, but I will never come out and really tell you that he has not gone ahead to do well when he has gone ahead to do well. So I like it when we admit that a player is going to hit to do well today. Trust me, Anthony is one of the man of the match contenders. Like him or hate him, today he has an assist and he has a goal. And why are those two goal contributions important? He comes in through and really creates the first goal. The third goal comes in through as a goal that gives us a lead. So he helped us take the first lead and he went ahead to give us to take a second lead. So I think let's give him his flowers because he deserves them, and let's not try to hold agendas on players. I know most United fans don't like Anthony. I've been a critic of him, you know that very well, and he rarely walks out with a clean slate when I'm really talking about him. But let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a spade a spade, and that is it. So Asimo Dennis, our number 9 is good, but he's playing with incompetent players. The players are competent, but there is no deliberate effort to look out for this guy. That's what I always talk about, that there has to be a deliberate effort looking for the guy called Rasmus Hojlund, because has shown us that he can really kill off chances, provided they've gone ahead to obviously create them for him. Then Asimo Ibrahim. In fact, Man United players, they don't want to feed our number 9, Rasmus Hojlund. That's it. And we need to really keep calling this until it obviously works out well, because we are not going to thrive as we're supposed to thrive when our center forward is relying on second balls won in the 18-yard box area of the opponent. We need to see our number 9 fed in, game out, to obviously take ourselves to where we deserve to be in as far as creativity for him is really concerned. Then Mowoya Precious, United can complete in the top 4 this season. Yes, we can. We can, because we are having 17 games left, and we are having, I think we're having, is it 32 points? So we are, if at all we can collect 40 points from the remaining, how many? 50, 17 times 3, 51. I think we can be in the top 4. We can be in the top 4. Then Erwin Auchan, sometimes I don't like what Fernandes does. Me too, sometimes I don't, but he went ahead to get in for a very good shot, But I think he needs to obviously be much more composed, and that's what we call for him. Him being composed is what we should obviously call in for, because at his age, you expect him to be performing better, and composure should be part of him everywhere he goes, because age comes in with composure and experience. Then Morris, with that style of play, will never qualify, but we qualified last season and we won a Carabao Cup. We played in the FA Cup finale and we completed into the top 4 with that style. So what people don't really understand is that this season has been really very, very challenging for Erik ten Hag. Let's not forget the injuries. Now, Ten Hag is having 95% of his team back. Let's see how he's going to play. That is it. And I tell you, it's going to be very hard for him to lose a game with that team with him, because that team has a lot of creativity in it through the midfield, and a lot is going to really get ongoing well. Then we are having Old Port Charles. We won, but still our wingers are selfish. Where is Marcus Rashford? Marcus Rashford went ahead to obviously bleach the rules of the team. On Thursday night, he was in a bar, and Ten Hag has gone ahead to obviously get him out of the squad of Man United. As you know, Ten Hag is a disciplinarian, and he has to really not take his eye off any guy. He did it on Ronaldo, he did it on Ronaldo, Sancho, Varane. He's now doing Rashford. So Rashford needs to obviously be penalized for what he did, and he missed out on the game of football today. Then David Zimla, I like the goalkeeper. He's better than our man Onana, but I like Onana because he comes from... Guys, you cannot say that this guy is better than Andrew Onana when he's facing Newport. You know? If he went ahead to put in such a performance when facing a team like maybe Liverpool, Wolverhampton Wanderers, those teams. But I know there is a good goalkeeper in Ben Dayer. I also admit there is a very good goalkeeper in Ben Dayer, but this game only doesn't show you that he's good. He's better than Andrew Onana. And all I want to let you know is simple. The guy has a lot to do. The lot has a lot to do. But Ben Dayer is a very good goalkeeper. You saw the way he passes the ball from the back, very good on his foot, very confident, and I think with more games coming in through, this guy is going to really make it to where he deserves to be. And let's just pray to it that maybe we get another side. You know, let's get a weaker side, and maybe Ten Hag will obviously force him to be in between the stitches. But I would love Eric Ten Hag to take what we call a bold move. And what's the bold move? You know, the bold move is simple. Let him go ahead and get this ball in. You know, let us get the guy in. Let us get him in, and let him be the goalkeeper for the FA Cup, and let Andrew Onana be the goalkeeper for the Premier League. That is it. That's what we need to do, and see how good the potential of Atail Berindier is. That is it. Alfred Ken Niyibigira still have a long journey to go, seeing how some players are very selfish. They can't go anywhere. There is no teamwork. Some are playing what's not relevant, no speed. In the counter-attack, very slow. But I think the counter-attack was really great. But the problem we have is not creating chances for the number 9. That is really one of those things that is really inconsistent in that club of Man United. We need to create chances. Today, I liked it when Diego Dello went ahead to put in close to 3-4 cutbacks and crosses. Luke Shaw, you saw it on the third goal. It was an effort coming from him. You know, he fakes the player like he's going to shoot, goes in for a cutting effort with his weak right foot, deflects off the post, and a rebound from Anthony into the back of the net. Now, that shows you that if at all you're having players or fullbacks that really act like that, you are really having a huge chance to kill off very many games, because those are people that come all the way far when they are watching the entire pitch, and they can easily really skin off any team in a very good fashion altogether. So that's what we need. Then Chikwado Stefan, bro, you didn't say anything about our goalkeeper. Ben Dayer really had a very good game. I like the way I like the ball distribution. None of those goals I can really blame him. None of the goals I can blame him for. That's gonna hit to do something bad. I think he couldn't do anything in his power to save any of those goals, but he was really good. When he needed to save, when he needed to put in those saves, he put in them. When he needed to obviously come out and act as a super goalkeeper, he did. So he showed us exactly what he's made of as a goalkeeper and what we need to obviously be expecting from him more and more and more. Then Emmanuel Komsun, what do you say about Casemiro and Kobbie Maino? The double pivot was perfect. It was perfect because they could complement one another. As I talked about that at the starting of the video, that this guy went ahead to obviously give Kobbie Maino what we call allowance to obviously go into the final third of the pitch, and you saw the quality on how he dispatched that second goal, meaning that if you get him in those positions, then he's going to be a deadly player, box-to-box midfielder. That is what this guy is all about. And Casemiro should read the back four very well. When you look at the goals we're going to hit to concede, it's not about his fault. It's all about goals that are supposed to go in. Then Alal Dinkins, to me, I believe we are progressing as we wait for Amrabat. Yeah, I would really love to see Amrabat back, you know, in the system and see how he's going to really thrive in the system, because if you're having Amrabat and Casemiro, a lot will come into play. And I think we are really having a competitive midfield, meaning that every person or every player who is going to get a chance at the club of Man United needs to prove to us that he's really good enough. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. I've gone ahead obviously dissect that game of football. I'm returning with the player ratings, and for everyone who's been part of this video, I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum.